Looking at 2010 and beyond seems to bring new or greater challenges. Today we stand at an intersection of tremendous activity in energy technology development and environmental policy, all at a time when our customers are more knowledgeable, more engaged, and technology is rapidly expanding across a number of fronts, impacting our industry. Black and Beach, I was thinking about the work I was doing, and I started to look at a study this past weekend that Black and Beach did of my industry peers, about 400 executives across the country. You know, the fundamental goals, as that group looked at it, of providing continued low-cost energy safely and reliably, you know, those things sort of stay as constants. But the Black and Beach report, this was one of the quotes right at the very beginning. It says, "In the midst of tremendous upheaval and turmoil affecting the industry, there is substantial and palpable change in tone this year." According to the Black and Beach study, many utility professionals appear to be grappling with developing a clear conception of what it will take to remake the industry in the image of environmental and new technology pursuits. Successfully navigating the confluence of technology expansion and unresolved state and federal policy decisions has this group of people greatly worried. You know, and there are two central points to remember. The policy has to align with commercial and economic availability of technology if we're going to have the desired effect. Otherwise, we just penalize Missourians, or name the state in our nation, and make our own state or other states less competitive. And secondly, regulatory and legislative policies have to resist the temptation to optimize one variable. I can't tell you how many mandates we have that do exactly that, rather than thinking about the problem holistically. And you know, we have to have a deliberate path. It has to be a flexible path as we go forward. I mean, what seems logical today, a year from now or 5 years from now, may make no sense at all. Missouri would be one of the most impacted states by climate change legislation. When Maximum Markey was underway in the House, all Missouri electric utilities, and that includes the investor-owns, municipals, cooperatives, worked together last year, I think in an unprecedented effort under the Missouri Energy Development Association to model the impact of all of our customers in the state of Missouri. In December of last year, we issued a public statement signed by myself and other executives from all of the various elements of the industry, and suggesting that Missourians, just on the CO2 legislation alone, would see cost increases of 12 to 26% starting in 2012. Those could rise to 25 to 42% by 2020, and even higher if the way the legislation got crafted forced us to close down the existing generation fleet and replace it with natural gas or whatever option were decided. We made a number of suggestions with regard to this, and I say all this recognizing that we as a company and our industry are committed to the long-range goal, the 2050 goal of dramatic carbon reductions. The question is not whether we're going there, because our company very much supports the larger direction. The question is the path forward. How do we get there, and how do we get there in a reasoned way that pulls the availability of technology, and I don't think anyone that I know of in our industry thinks the technology for CO2 removal is there, the economics, and you know, the whole social policy. How do we pull all that together in a reasoned way? And we made a number of suggestions. I won't go into them, but I think that that's at the heart of the debate. It's the path forward. It's not the ultimate goal. In addition to the uncertainty over federal climate change legislation, there are a number of environmental policies that will drive billions of dollars of environmental investment over the next decade for utilities to address air emissions, water discharges, coal ash, and hazardous air pollutants. KCP&L already has retrofitted parts of our Lacine power plant and all of our Iatan 1 plant to come into compliance with CARE, CAMR, and BART. Those are interesting alphabet, and I'll go through all of them. If we're going to continue to operate our fleet, other plants will have to be retrofitted, leading to continued cost increases for customers. And I'm talking about KCP&L, but I could be talking about Ameren, I could be be talking about Empire, I could be talking about Associated Electric, I could be talking about any utility that provides electricity in this state. The Clean Air Interstate Rule requires Missouri to reduce emissions of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides that significantly contribute to and interfere with the maintenance of the National Ambient Air Quality Standards for fine particulates and ozone. That's quite a mouthful. CAMR deals with mercury. EPA's Best Available Technology Rule, BART, directs states' air quality agencies to identify whether visibility reducing emissions from sources subject to BART are below limits set by the state, or whether retrofit measures are needed to reduce those emissions, another area of uncertainty.